everyone, happy Wednesday, and today you will be able to identify the main topic or main idea of a text. Now, before we begin reading our brand new text that I'm so excited to show you, we're going to review using Now and Then, The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin by Jean Beretta. Now, when you identify the main topic of a text, you think about what the text is mostly about. And there's a few things that we do in order to identify the main topic. The first thing is we name the title. I know that the title of this text is Now and Then, The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. Then I read the pictures. So when I say read the pictures, I mean you're going to look closely at them, you're going to study them. Now, on my front cover, which is also an important illustration, I see a picture of Benjamin Franklin. He's standing tall and he looks proud. Now, when I look closely at all the illustrations in the text, I think about Ben Franklin and some of the inventions that he did. He seems very proud, holding up a newspaper. I see things that plug into electrical outlets. I see pages all about electricity. I see thunder. Now, I also think, what are all the pictures about? We read this text and we've seen all of these illustrations closely, so I know that all of the pictures are about Benjamin Franklin and his invention. So I'm going to think that the main topic of this text is all the inventions that Benjamin Franklin made. Now, back in the day when he was around and how they help us today. Now, when I think of the main idea, I think about what the author wants us to know. And at the end of the text, the author tells us that it's remarkable that one man could achieve so much in a lifetime, and he has helped form the modern world. So I think the author is trying to tell us that Benjamin Franklin made very important inventions that help us today, and why we should think about him or remember him. When we're reading today, we're going to look at a brand new text. And the title of our text is I Have a Dream. It's by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So we're going to be listening to part of his speech that he made in Washington. The illustrations are by Kadir Nelson. And Kadir Nelson is one of my favorite illustrators. Look closely at his painting of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. After I read this text, you're going to be able to tell me what the main topic of the text is. So that's what this text is mostly about. And then we'll think about what the author is trying to tell us, the main idea. Now, I have a dream. I say to you today, my friends, that even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. And here is a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. So even though all those places are still, when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave this speech, we're still filled with hate, we're still filled with segregation and terrible things that were happening for the African American community and other brown communities, he believed that one day there would be freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation Well, they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. And this is an illustration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. giving his speech during the March on Washington. I have a dream that one day, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream. And this was his dream, for children of all colors to come together and be able to play. I have a dream that one day every valley should be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out the mountain of despair, a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. He wants all people to come together. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where our fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must be true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountaintops of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. Now, all the places that he's naming right now are all in the South. These are where most of the slaves were held and where segregation continued, even after slaves became free and segregation ended. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that one day all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. Now, what do you think was the main topic of this text? We think about the title of the text, the pictures inside of the text, and we tell ourselves, what are the words and the pictures about? Now, this text is about Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, because in it, we get to hear the speech and see illustrations of what the March on Washington could have looked like. based on photographs that we might have seen. Now, what is the author trying to tell us or teach us? We would have listened closely to the text and also to the illustrations to figure out what the author wants us to know. The author of this speech is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And during his I Have a Dream speech, he told us that he wanted to see Black men, white women, Black women, children of all colors come together and be free. Work together, play together, pray together, to be kind to one another. What else did you hear in the speech? Yeah, you're right. Now next time, we'll start our text, a new text. Today, in your house, you can find books and think, what is the book mostly about? Or what does the author want us to know?